The hold down strap's all done. It's completely finished, sewn into place, and basically it's done. And the way it's going to work, I think it looks great. I'm going to go ahead and snap this here. And then the gun will fit just like that. I think that looks pretty cool. Well, next up is to take care of this belt loop here. And to do that, first of all, I got to put a finish on the inside of it, because once it's folded over and stitched, I won't be able to get to the inside of it. So, well, I guess I can stick a Q-tip in there, but it's a lot easier to do while it's like this. I'm going to go ahead, put the finish on it. Just tan coat. I'm going to put some tan coat on and wipe off the excess, and that'll leave me a thin coat, a thin protective coat on the inside. And then after that dries, then I'm going to wet this and fold it over, because this is pretty stiff otherwise. Mark it on here, then scuff up the leather here and glue that in place, and then punch my stitch holes and stitch that in. A lot of times of doing stuff like this, it seems like drying time is the most time consuming part, because, you know, there's steps where you got to put a finish on it, or you need to wet it and mold it. Then you got to wait for it to dry before you can do anything else. Well, let me go ahead and get to work on that now. Okay, the tan coating's done, and generally you can, actually, you can see I marked it ready where the belt loop's going to attach. Attach, and it's right the way I intended to do it, right below where the strap sits. Now I've skived the ends of the strap in so to give a lower profile, so it won't interfere with the belt when you put it through. To size this, I just use my belt, because, you know, my belt's 1.5 inches and it's 2 layers stitched together. It's my own personal belt, so that'll sit just about like that. I don't want to make the loop too big, because I don't want it flopping about on a person's belt. I want it to grip. Actually, I do need to moisten this leather to get it to lay flat. So what I'll do now is I'll just take my awl and scratch up the leather where the glue is going to go. That way the glue will hold better. Now, I don't know if I mentioned this before, but the idea for the glue is not to hold the finished product together, but rather it holds the bits together while you work on them. Like, it really wouldn't be possible for me to stitch properly, or to put the stitch holes in so that they match up properly, without the 2 pieces of leather being held together with something. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and scratch this up on this side and on this side. Take my contact cement and glue it up, and then I'm going to have to leave it sit for a while. Punch my stitch holes on through and stitch it up. Then it'll finally be time to close this thing up and do the same thing along this edge. You know, glue it, groove it, punch stitch holes, stitch it together, do some molding, and it's done. So, you know, it's a bit of a process, but it's getting there. Well, I got the glue on, and that's just going to have to sit there and dry for a while. Then I can go ahead and stitch that up. And after that's all done, I'm going to tan coat the inside of this. Tan coat actually the whole thing. And then close it up, glue it up, leave that sit, and then get back to it. That's the thing when you're doing, when you're working on leather, you have to be sure before you finally close something up, did I finish everything? Is everything done on the inside? Because if you, well, it's no big disaster. It's not the end of the world. If you glue something together, then you go, oh man, I forgot to do this or that, or I needed to stitch that on first, or I should have finished the inside of it first or something. Because you can pull it apart. Like I said, the glue isn't there to hold it together permanently, just long enough to work on it. Well, I'm going to let this sit for a while and get that stitched on, and then get back to work on it. See y'all then. Got the belt loop stitched on. There you go. And let me see now. There it is. And amazingly enough, it fits onto a belt. But see, it's not a floppy fit. It has some friction on it so it won't flop about. Next, it's time to tan coat the inside of it. Because again, once this is all folded over and stitched, I won't be able to get to the inside. That's like I do now. Basically, I just take a dauber, just a wool dauber, dip it in the tan coat, and just smear it around. Then after that's on there and dried, then the next step is going to be to take this holster and run some water on it, because I'm going to have to soften the leather so as I can fold it over. It'll be able to take its form better that way. So I'm going to go ahead and get the tan coat on here. And next time I have an update on it, we'll be back.